You should be telling AI what to do. AI should not be telling you what to do.
And the day AI starts telling you what to do, you might need to reconsider your life.
Well, there was a case where a woman got a divorce because ChatGPT told her to.
The Juneann Lewis Show. We're here to inspire you to your next level.
Hello, and welcome to the Juneann Lewis Show. And look, this is your host, Juneann Lewis, but you know I always tell you that I bring you educational, motivational, inspirational content. Listen, today my guest is one of those guests that I've known this young lady for a little under a year, or maybe about a year or so I've known her. But since I met her, and I know I say that about all my guests, but it's true. I don't bring anybody on the show that I'm not impressed with. So I've been impressed with her the first time that I met her. This young lady was a nuclear physicist. Yes, you heard me right. And because of mommyhood, she got married. And because, as she told me, she didn't want to have a little teenage mutant ninja turtle because she found out that she was pregnant and with child. She left that job and went into teaching. Listen, I'm not going to hold it anymore. My guest is Miss Ora Tanner. Ora, thank you so much for being on the show. Truly, I appreciate you. I'm going to jump right into it. Ora, I know I've given a little introduction about you, but I want you to tell my guests a little bit more about you and what you do, because she's here for a special reason today. Go ahead.
First of all, thank you so much, Juneann, for having me on the show. I am super excited to be here and to share with your audience. So just a little bit about how I got started with what I'm doing right now, which is, I won't share it yet. She doesn't want me to. But I'm born and raised in St. Paul, Minnesota, so way up north from here in Tampa, Florida, where we're at. But I actually came to Tampa to go to school to work on a master's in physics. And so I was a nuclear physicist. I was doing brain cancer and breast cancer research at Moffit Cancer Center. And as she said, got married. I was working with very highly radioactive materials. Of course, did not want to, bring harm to my child. So I actually got into education.
Right. So stop right there. You got into education. Now that's a big jump, a big difference in jump. Now, I know that you said it's because you didn't want to have mutant children, and understandably so, because we know working with all that nuclear products and nuclear things, you might be able to protect yourself up to a certain amount. But even then, you have to be worried about an unborn child. Certainly, that's true. When you shift into teaching, what was that like for you?
I think I still went at it because I still had the research mindset. So the main reason I did go into education is because I stayed at home the first year with my son. But then it was time for him to go into preschool, and because I did not trust anybody with my child, I was like, let me get a job at the preschool. So
wow.
I actually ended up in early childhood teaching. Started off teaching 1-year-olds, then I moved to 4-year-olds. Then ended up going to another school, moved up to elementary, so I taught 2nd grade. I'm sure my son wasn't happy about it, but then moved up to teaching. I taught 8th grade.
So wait a minute, were you following him?
It might have looked like that, but I wasn't.
He did not have the opportunity to be a regular kid at school because mom worked at school.
Yeah. So I only had him in 8th grade. We were in the same school as the other times, but in 8th grade there was only one science teacher. That was me. Yes. So he did have me in 8th grade, but I did go on to teach at the high school level. I taught at Museum of Science and Industry, homeschool students. I taught community college, astronomy, and then I just last year taught 2 semesters at University of South Florida in their honors college. I taught a course on artificial intelligence.
All right, so here we're at this point. You've heard all these things that this young lady has done. Superwoman is what I call her, because you ought to see her even time management. Like she's here, there, and everywhere. I want Ora to tell us what she's here for, because it's something that I feel my audience need to be aware of, and most of the world is not aware of. Ora, tell everyone what you currently do and what got you into that.
Yes, currently I just launched a business last year called Black Unicorn Education, and it's an emerging tech education company that brings diverse communities I like to say unique programs, products, and community-based events. So I focus on right now teaching people who might not know about it about artificial intelligence and what that means for the future of work. How I got into AI is back in 2019. I had a fellowship out in Silicon Valley, San Francisco. That was actually for tech policy. So I was learning how do you make policy around keeping people safe for technology. But while I was out there, I just started learning about artificial intelligence. And then I thought to myself, like, I don't think any of the people that I was teaching, people from my neighborhood and my community, know anything about this.
Right. You just hit on something.
Yeah.
Most of the people, especially people that you know, including your family members and friends, were not aware of AI. And so that motivates you to move to the next level. So I want you to tell me, in your time that you've been doing this, Ora, what changes have you seen, and what are the things that you're encountering trying to introduce this to another sector of the world that is not aware? Kind of like the cryptocurrency, was not a lot of people that got on that bandwagon. Tell me, what are the things that you've encountered, what you're seeing?
Yeah, the thing I have encountered, so I am a research by training, so I am very much reading reports, stats every single day. So there's a stat that really drives me, and that is 51% of Black people have not heard anything at all about something called ChatGPT. And ChatGPT is an artificial intelligence chatbot. It's actually a software that came out in November of 2022. And it basically uses artificial intelligence to generate new text content. So you can tell it, hey, write me a 5-page business plan for my business. Hit the button, and right before your eyes, it writes the entire business plan. Or you can tell it, hey, make me a picture of a bee landing on a flower, and it will generate those things. And so it basically transformed the way we work, the way we learn, the way we play and live. So to know that 51% of a group of people has not heard
anything about
at
this.
all about it.
And at all, have
Yes.
not heard. And Ora, according to this, AI has already started, because by the way, I saw some robots the other day and people were filming. They were actually going out as security in some place. But at this point, 51% of us have not heard about this. And you're telling me that this situation is already happening, where AI is already taking over, and within the next 10 years, presumably, it is going to be that at least they said 50 to 70% of the people, women and men, are going to lose their jobs.
Yeah, and that's something, as far as the jobs, as far as it taking over whole entire jobs, it won't do that, but it will take over a lot of the tasks that are within specific jobs.
So there will be work left for some people.
Yes, we will
Okay.
all still be working, but that
Okay.
work's going to look different.
Okay.
There will be some jobs, unfortunately, like right now, you notice when you go to the grocery store, there's really no cashiers, because you don't really need a person to sit there and scan it. You can do it yourself, and with the help of AI, it takes track of everything, and it takes your payment. There are AI-powered robots right now being used in a lot of fast food restaurants. White Castle, I don't think they really have them here in Tampa, but Chipotle, they're using robots to flip the burgers, drop the fries. They're using it at Chipotle.
Here in Tampa?
Not any that I know here in Tampa, but Chipotle is piloting what they call Avobot, which is robots that are making the avocado, robots that are making the chips. But we use AI in our daily lives. Like whenever you're going on Netflix or YouTube, AI is the one that recommends you what the next video should be.
Oh, I don't like that.
Every time you use email, AI determines which emails should go to your inbox and which one should go to spam. If you're on any social media platform, you are using AI. So we're using it all the time, every day, but a lot of people are not aware that we're already using it.
So, Ori, let me tell you something that happened literally this morning. I'm talking to my daughter on the phone, and something is on my face, and she said to me, look in the mirror to see what's on my face. I swear to God. Popped up a group called Look in the Mirror on my cell phone.
So Ora was in Table Topics? Yeah. Ora and Jeffrey, you have some bright colors. What do you think? What do you think you're holding out, girl? What? Did you win?
Hope so.
Me too.
But I have fun. That's the important part. I have fun.
Congratulations, she did win. Both Ora and her teammate won. Wow. How many people so far has made the flip and made the change and say, okay, this is what has happened since I've learned something from you?
I would say at because I've been doing workshops. I started off on social media, like tens of thousands of views of my content. And then I started doing in-person workshops through the Hillsborough County Black Chamber of Commerce. But immediately, like, I show people how to use the tools, because in our workshops, I'm not just talking about it. I'm putting the tools in your hands so you can see how they operate. You're using it. And every single time I get people coming back the next time, oh, that was a game changer. I'm doing this, and that now. Like lots of people, you're a solopreneur, so
Yes.
you need an assistant. You
Yes.
need help writing, emails. You need help creating content for social media. There's just a lot of things you can do with these tools, and I've just had lots of people come back to me after one session. They went out, tried the tools, and
it's made a difference in their life.
Huge difference.
Yeah. So the opportunity is here, and it's not very hard to learn, as you can tell. So look, guys, I want to say, I truly wanted to take this opportunity to bring Ora on here because I know that there's a vast need in our society, not just the U.S., the world we're talking about, of people who are not aware. That's just in the U.S. she's talking about. We're not even talking worldwide. We're not talking Africa. We're not talking the Caribbean. We're not talking those places where there's a vast majority of blacks. In this case, I can't say African Americans because the names are different in each place. But I want to say that not just for blacks, this is for anybody. Women, we need to get on board. And we need to start. If you can't get to Ora, because obviously she's not going to be able to take on everybody, start Googling. Start doing things that you need to do in order to bring yourself up to the next level. I did this. I actually saw Ora in some of her classes. So let me take you on and I'll show you what Ora is doing, teaching people and making a difference in their lives.
So I'm going to jump right into this next part, and I have an interactive thing that I'm trying to get us to. So now that we know what AI is, what is the impact that is having on the workforce? And that's why we are doing this. Like, I tend to think it's an opportunity. This is like a one-time moment when we can get ahead of this. We can equip ourselves to be the influencers, the decision makers, the creators of this technology.
That's information we all need to learn. So I have another question, and this was actually brought up by my producer. This is a good one. So tell me, what's the trust factor with AI? Because obviously, as she was asking, where is all this information coming from, this legislation from the government, that sort of thing, so that we can work around it? But what's the trust factor with AI? How much can we trust it?
Right now, you should not trust AI at all for a lot of things. And a lot of these tools, like ChatGPT itself, has all kinds of disclaimers because AI does something that's called hallucinations, AI hallucinations. That means it just makes things up, but it says it in an authoritative way. And so if you don't go back and check to make sure that what it is generating or producing is factual, you can find yourself in a lot of trouble. For instance, there was a lawyer.
I heard of that.
Yes.
That did a whole case and got fired.
Yeah, and he got disbarred because the cases that he referred to that ChatGPT had told him, hey, use this case, and this case, were totally fictional. They didn't work. So where the data is coming from, these AI models basically read the entire internet, and then they basically look for patterns and trends within all of this data, and then they just predict what the response should be. So people try to personify AI like it's a person, or it's sentient, or it's thinking, or it understands. It doesn't understand letters. It doesn't understand anything that you're saying or typing to it. It's just predicting what word should mostly come next based on what you typed in it. And so, yeah, you do have to be very, very careful. People who are writing books, papers, the copyright, because it is taking from some copyrighted materials. So it's taking people's books, they didn't get permission, and it's using it in responses, people's art. it's taking that, because it's basically reading the entire internet.
That's what I heard
Whether-
about people's artwork and people looking like, okay, I never gave permission for this. Why is my art showing up on somebody's page?
So there's a lot of lawsuits right now. Like, there's so many against OpenAI, which is the company that makes ChatGPT, that there's now a lawsuit tracker where you can track all the lawsuits. Like,
Wow.
it's pretty bad if you have so many lawsuits, you have to have a tracker.
Right. But they're still going.
Yeah, they're not stopping. They're continuing to build. Because right now it's just a big experiment. And there's not a lot of, we don't understand a lot about AI and how it works. And sometimes it does just go off the rails. We have no idea why. So that's why they have frameworks in place of how to use it responsibly, how to build it responsibly, so it can work for everyone.
Yes. So with that being said, for you people who are looking to write your letter, write your poem, write your book, write whatever it is, your thesis, you must go in and review that information and make the adjustments. So you're still going to have to use your brain. No.
Yeah, I was going to say, one of the things that people have to realize, people are kind of getting it flipped, is there are two models. There's what they call the Minotaur model and the cyborg. So Minotaur is like head of a man and the body of a horse. So think of AI. You should be leading AI.
Yes.
You come up with the ideas, you have the creativity, you've thought it out, and then you look at what parts of this can I give over and have AI do it. That's the way. But some people are going to AI and asking AI, what should I do? The other one is where, kind of like a cyborg, where it's you and AI are kind of integrated and doing it together. But it should always be human first. Like, you should be telling AI what to do. AI should not be telling you what to do.
And the day AI starts telling you what to do, you might need to reconsider your life.
Well, there was a case where a woman got a divorce because ChatGPT told her to. True story.
Human beings are so impressive. We are the best in the world. That's what makes this world. We are.
I would just like to say that it's important. Anytime there is a new technology that comes out, because there's always going to be another one, you need to overcome that fear that says, oh, I'm just going to wait and I'm going to see. With AI, there's just a huge opportunity for us, especially as Black people, to be on the cutting edge of this. So we can be the leaders, the innovators, the shapers, and the framers of what this technology does. So I would just encourage everyone to step out of your comfort zone and just start trying things out.
Yes. And as you said, it's so easy. And we're going to, Ora, please tell everybody how they can get a hold of you, how they can, your media, your webpage, that sort of thing.
Yes, you can go to my webpage at blackunicorneducation.com. You can follow me on social media, Black Unicorn Education, Ora Tanner on Facebook. I'm also on LinkedIn, and you can follow me there as well. And on my webpage, you can also sign up for my newsletter.
And this is at least a newsletter, this is very important. I implore you, please take advantage of this. Because I know when cryptocurrency came in 2016, I was the only one in my family doing cryptocurrency, but I'm always that one that's innovative, that jumps on things, and and the reason why I did cryptocurrency is because in 2009, somebody sent me Bitcoin, and I didn't know what that was. I was like, what is this? I left it alone. Needless to say, in 2016, when I found out what Bitcoin was, I was in tears, because that time they had told me to just invest $50, and I didn't do anything. The word coin is what was getting me. Bitcoin, like, oh, I don't want to deal with that. So anyway, but Ora, I'm telling you, it was great having you on my show. I'm glad that I had the opportunity to share you with the world and to share the knowledge that you have with the world. Thank you so much, Ora. I must have you back, because we're going to follow up with you and follow up with all the things that she's doing. We're going to have Ora back on the show. Thank you so much again.